Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Hey guys, welcome. We're doing a Sunday night. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me clean my hands before somebody says I was coughing in my hands. This is Roman. Tonight we're doing a 7:30 show on Sunday night. We have Myra.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank
Myra
you.
is with. Who are you with, Myra? Introduce yourself.
I am with Latinos for Trump. I'm the South Texas Regional Director. The Latinos for Trump not associated with the campaign. I have to disclose that every time.
Really, it's a completely different organization. It's like a PAC or something.
It's we have a PAC and we're a grassroots organization. We're not funded by the campaign. It's just this organization was started back in 2016 before he started this one his last year. So we've been around for a while.
Okay, so he has his own?
He has the Latinos for Trump, the one that has like that green and those colorful colors. And ours is like the red and white, like the sign in the back. They're different logos.
I didn't know that there were two different organizations. I learned something new. Orlando Perez from the RGV Deplorables, right?
RGV Deplorables, yes, sir.
And Hidalgo County, been with us multiple times. And Manny above me. Manny, introduce yourself.
Howdy, y'all. Just a regular Texas guy here.
Yeah,
We're
trying to stall a little bit of time to give people an opportunity to log in and watch us live. And a reminder, if you do not have your our live video notifications turned on for RioPolitics, please turn them on. Oh, speaking of which, I haven't bothered to share it on my page. That's not a good thing. See, I really do figure out a way to share it as soon as it comes on, but I've not been able to do that. Yeah, I got my notifications and I didn't do that. Let me lower it down and share. Join us. Anyway, what did you want to talk about tonight, Joe? Manny, you start us off.
Well, we got a couple different topics, and then we can just add something as we move along. Awesome. First one, we've got that. Actually, we're going to hit that New York Post article about the.
Yeah, there's a New York Post article. We want to pull that up. There is a lady. How old is she? 20 years old. Very, very rich, from a rich family. She is, I believe, a current student of Rice University, right, Manny? And
Correct.
He was arrested for doing what over today?
Allegedly, like they say.
We don't need to play the video.
What kind of vandalism? That's her. One of those.
Oh, one of them is her.
Destruction of property.
Destroying property, and she was one of them. Is she an African American, Manny? Do you know?
I don't believe so.
Oh, no. That's she is not. That's not her. That's her on the very top, right? That's her name. On the top right hand corner. That's her face, right? That's who she is.
That's correct.
Little Red Riding Hood, wealthy New York woman, busted in BLM. That's her. And she is from New York, right? She's from New York. She has a lot of money, not African American, fighting for Black Lives Matter, and she was a former Beto, Robert Francis O'Rourke campaigner. What are your thoughts, Myra, on having this non-African American fighting for BLM, former Beto worker, being arrested?
Well, I mean, if you look into the BLM movement, there are a lot of white liberals, a lot of white privileged liberals, the ones that they're actually against. When I went to DC, I did notice that the majority of them, attacking our group were white liberals, and it's nothing further than what we see here. A highly educated people with BLM, white liberals.
You were in DC. What did they tell you? I mean, how did you feel?
We were in DC on 4th of July, and after we had done a march, and then after that, we went to go see the fireworks. And on our way back to Harry's at the bar, we had, we're a multicultural group. I was with the Proud Boys, and we had white, Black, Puerto Rican, Mexicans, Cubans, and they were attacking the Black people in our group, the white liberals. And then, the other, black guys on the opposite side started attacking him also. But there were, you could see them. It was mainly white liberals that were attacking
Wow.
us and being violent. They were being violent towards us. And the good thing is that we had officers along the way, and the Proud Boys, defended us.
I mean, if the fact that these are white people, were they trying to tell you that you're not brown enough, or they were just defending the BLM and that you as a brown person?
No, they were attacking the black gentleman that was with us because he was with us, the Patriot, with the Proud Boys and the Patriots, and he was getting attacked. They targeted the black guy in our group, the Black Lives Matter.
I mean,
And
we have.
next to him.
I mean, she looks like such an innocent little girl. Well,
Mhm.
not a little girl. She's an adult holding a dog. She's so
a goat.
pure.
She's holding a goat.
It's a goat.
Oh, it's a goat.
It's a
Why
goat.
is she holding a goat? See, the computer is very small. The screen for me. She's holding a. Why is she holding a goat? Oh, there you go. Thank you. Oh yeah, there's a goat.
Yeah.
He's so nice. I truly believe. I wonder how she feels knowing that she goes to Rice University, that's named after a man who wanted Rice University to be completely white. Right. That's the story. That's what Jesse Kelly unraveled on Twitter a couple months ago, when he tried to cancel Yale and cancel Harvard, cancel Georgetown, cancel Stanford, and cancel Rice for being a bastion of historical prejudice. Change the name. She's holding dinner. No, Brandon. We all know that you like seafood. You like seafood.
Liberals are vegans most of the time, so no, Brendan.
Yeah. All right, Orlando.
Right,
What about this young lady who was arrested causing violence and harm allegedly over the weekend in New York?
First, she needs to apologize for being white privileged.
Obviously, yes.
Okay, I mean, she's white privileged. She's rich. She should just give up all of her money and truly support the cause. And what do I think about her? She's just one of many blinded individuals in America. What is her age? 30?
20.
Maybe less?
No, she's 20 years old.
20.
20. Okay.
College.
And she just got out of the last 10 years of being indoctrinated in the school system.
Mhm.
We don't expect anything different. Very few, and I've met a couple, will get out of school in their early 20s right now, and they understand right from wrong, but most of the others, they only see the indoctrination.
Absolutely, that's all they want. And some of these students, that they come from good families and tend to be conservative families, and they get indoctrinated, and they have no idea that they're being indoctrinated. They think it's okay, shouting out words, as little freshmen, misogynistic and Black Lives Matter, all the Antifa stuff. They've been programmed already throughout the school system. I was watching Cobra Kai over the weekend, and you had a counselor out there talking about this is no bullying zone and whatnot, and they think this is a safe space. I'm like, we're not preparing our students for the real world sometimes, but it is what it is. We all four of us here are minorities. Do you feel that maybe this white, privileged, very, very wealthy woman from Connecticut, from New York, should just give us all her money? Just give us, $10,000 for all the harm that's been done to us, by people of her skin color. What do y'all think? Would you accept it, Orlando? Would you accept her reparations to you?
Just yesterday, I saw the history of Cuba back from 1890. And I need to demand reparations from Spain because my people in Cuba were slaves to Spain. And because of the US, they pushed Spain out of the way, but we were for a long time slaves to Spain. So I am entitled to have, wait, did I say entitled? Oh my God, I'm entitled.
You are entitled to.
Oh my goodness.
You truly, in this new world, we are
entitled to reparations.
And I feel the same way. Why not? Spain, probably raped my great grandmother or something, and forced her to procreate, because she was probably a Mesoamerican and a Native American, Indian. Where's our money, Spain? Give us our money. You're European people. That's what they're teaching our students. I mean, obviously, I'm joking. I'm not serious about this, but I don't have no idea what her genetic makeup is. But she's white. She has red hair. She's just as white as you can get. Give us your money. Just give it to us. I mean, we're not going to force you to give us our money. Just give it to us. I'm sure what was it, Friday, Orlando? Were you asking Jerry Jones to give us money? Because he's going to be so kind to all the protesting that's going to happen in the NFL next weekend. We want your money, Jerry. Just give us your money. Just give us your money. All right. Feel free to comment on the bottom, guys.
I actually told Facebook that I'll take $1 million. I'll turn off my account. As soon as I cash in the $1 million check, I'll log into one of my other accounts.
It's $10 what they want to pay you to
$10. Oh, come on.
$10.
I can go to the corner and just hold up a little panhandler and make probably $50 in an hour. I don't need $10 for the pay. But come on, Mark, give us your money. Just give us all your money. We are poor, unfortunate.
Minorities.
Just this horrible situation. Did you have any family members that were lynched here in the Valley, Myra? In the turn of the century, did you have any? You might have. You probably did. I mean, and even if you didn't, they probably saw the dead bodies hanging from the trees here in the Valley. I mean, you were harmed somehow or another in your genetic makeup. You were harmed, Manny. Were you wait a second. Am I the only one originally from the Valley, or of the three?
I'm not from here.
So.
You're from Cuba.
I'm not from here.
Valley. Oh my God, I'm the only one. So out of the four of us, I'm the one who should get all their money.
You're the one getting the reparations. I'm from Monterrey. I was born in Monterrey, in Mexico.
You know what? Put that as a topic, Manny. Put that. Roman wants his reparations. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Anyway, if you're commenting on live with us, let us know. Do you feel that white girl should just give us her money? Because you feel harmed. The fact that she's focusing only on one minority and forgetting us. Psychological damage is being done to us right now. Anyway, all right. What's the next topic you want to talk about, brothers? What do y'all want to talk about?
Next one, we're gonna hit. Let's go to Austin, Texas.
Oh, I want to clarify. How you want to clarify how much money you want?
No. Fake news over the weekend that there were a few boats from the Lake Travis Trump boat train, that a few of the Trumpster boats actually sunk on Lake Travis. And according to the sheriff's office of Travis County, no boats sunk over the weekend. There was a couple of boats that got some water in them because a lot of boats were there and a lot of waves were picked up, but no boats were actually sunk. It was fake news.
And it's strange because on Twitter, Scott Braddock from the Quorum Report, very liberal organization. Scott's a very liberal man. And I mean, he seems to be nice up until this last weekend where he decided he thought it was okay to support HEB and their call for mail-in ballots for everybody or mail application for everybody. He tweeted something out saying that there were 5 boats that were sunk. 3 of them are still underwater being sunk, and 2 of them were actually, towed out already. So you're telling me that's all fake news, Orlando?
No one was towed to shore, according to Travis County sheriffs.
No, and they would know, right? They would obviously know. Mm-hmm. This isn't something that the mayor of Austin would be promoting, would he? This isn't
Mayor who?
Adler.
Adler? Yeah, they want him out.
Some people.
He has not come downstairs from the penthouse where he lives downtown Austin. Everything gets delivered, and he does everything by camera from his penthouse. He has not been seen on the streets in weeks.
Well, I mean,
that's a segue into our next segment here.
All right, and then after this, we'll be talking about the Trump train. So, we're going to talk about that Trump train yesterday. I want first account from Myra. She was there. New PAC created to recall Mayor Adler and 5. Why did they want to recall the mayor and these 5 members of the city council, guys?
Are you really asking that question?
Yes, of course I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, I believe the governor has made it clear that he is actually considering converting the Austin Police Department into a state agency.
Why?
So that Austin PD can become part of the state or the DPS, so that they can actually serve and protect as they want to, as they should, the city of Austin, and clean it up.
Capital city.
Why exactly is this us taxpayers in Brownsville, McAllen, the Valley, and Dallas, and rural parts of, like, over in Clayburgh County, our friend Brandon, why are we subsidizing the police force in Austin? I'm sorry, I don't feel the need to want to subsidize them.
We don't have
Those
where the money
who live in that hellhole of a city with no police.
The communist city.
Let them choose that. I'm sorry, I'd rather get that money and spend it here for our police force before we have liberals take it away. So Orlando, you're okay with us taxpayers outside of Austin subsidizing the police force?
No, what concerns me is that if you are going to turn Austin over into another Portland, into another Seattle, do we want Austin, our capital? Do we want the art and everything that was so beautiful on 6th Street and everything else to go to trash because it has now been given to the liberal rioters to destroy it and possibly burn it? I don't think we want to do that. So we have to find a way to stop it, either change the mind of the liberals at Austin City Hall, or take the PD and bring them into the state so that they can do their serve and protect.
But it's their decision. If the mayor and the 5 city council members want to defund the police, let them defund the police and let the voters do the recalling. We don't need to be subsidized. I'm not a fan of King Greg Abbott the first and his decrees from Austin. We need an example. If the rest of the state wants to become and have a blue wave and go after support Biden and vote in MJ Hager, who's this strong woman or whatever she is, and vote, have this blue wave, let them have the example. Shouldn't we just give them the example? This is what your city's going to become if you allow this stuff. Myra, I mean, you've been in Washington being experienced this violence. Don't you think that we should just let them do what they want to do? It's their choice, local control.
I don't. It's very sad what's happening in Portland, in Seattle, Washington, D.C. And I don't agree that they should defund the police. I believe that there has to be a stop to it now, when there's time before it goes, to fire like every other city. Look at how far Portland has come. They've already the first shots were fired already. And then last night at a vigil for the gentleman that was killed, Jay Bishop, they ran over another guy. So do we want it to go that far? I mean, we don't. Patriots are going in there trying to save the city because they live in a communist place where the mayor doesn't want to do anything. They don't even want to accept the help from our president. Yes, that's Jay.
Yeah, so wasn't yesterday that we had somebody get burning? Yeah, have it be started burning, walking around burning, kind of like that.
That was a member of Antifa that stepped on fire on the Molotov. So, I don't think that we should. I'm not a fan of Greg Abbott as well. I don't like Abbott. I think he's a rhino. But I don't think that we should let Austin go as far as Portland is, and it's already headed that way.
So you believe it's going that way already? I
believe that Austin is going that way. Wanting to defund the police.
If we're not careful, it will.
Not too long ago, there was a shooting not too long ago where a gentleman from Black Lives Matter, or a guy, I wouldn't call him a gentleman, he pulled a gun on a motorist, and the guy defended himself and shot him. He killed him. Yeah. So we are headed that way in Austin because of all the liberals that are there, of all the Antifa. There's a lot of Antifa in Austin. So I do think that we need to save it before it gets to what's happening in other cities.
Yeah. That video, there was a video on of the Molotov cocktail burning. The guy running around with fire all over, stopping and rolling, and The Antifa people were like, can't do anything about it. He's burning. Martyr. And who was saving his life? The police.
The police.
Mm-hmm. That's what they called. That's what when Rittenhouse was, was saving himself when he shot the guy on the arm. Who did they want? They wanted the police. They wanted the police. It's they want to defund it, but that's who they cry out for.
Yeah, and the police is there to serve and protect. That's what they do. They're not only just serving and protecting you and all of us here, but they're serving and protecting even the ones that are attacking them right there. That's the guy. Let's not play the video. I don't want to get that stupid little Facebook thing that happened. Oh, we're showing violence or whatever, and I don't need Facebook doing that to us.
Oh boy.
But we can see.
There's a clip.
No, we're not even the clip. Don't play the clip.
Leg catches on fire.
Hmm.
You see that it's already on fire.
Yeah, he runs around.
Rolling around, trying to put
Kind
it
of
out.
reminded me, and there's a little clip in the Lord of the Rings Two Towers where one of the I don't think it's Tree Bear, but it's one of his Tree Bear people. He has his hair, his bushy part of his leaves all completely on fire, and he's running and just puts his head in the water as it's flooding Isengard. Anyway, that's when I saw that's what it reminded me of. All right, what is the next topic we want to talk about? We want to talk about Trump train. Trump train. All right, Myra, how was Trump train yesterday?
It was raining a lot. I started off in McAllen. It was a lot of rain. We had a little counter protest. There was about maybe 10 kids, but they were from the ages of high school to early college. But they were peaceful. They were actually respectful, and I did get engaged with them a little bit. I went and I respect everybody's First Amendment, just like I have the right to speak. They do too, as long as you stay civil. And I thank them for staying civil. And I hope to maybe engage with them at another Trump train. But we took off from there like around 9 o'clock, headed to Harlingen through the rain. It was about, I think it was 100 or 80 vehicles that went to Harlingen, and some stayed in McAllen to do the Trump train here in McAllen. But I went with the Cameron County Trump train, and it was a lot. It was a lot of people. We went through Laguna Vista, through the golf course, and it was very well received by the people in Laguna Vista, by the people along the causeway. So it was a really nice time. We didn't get to do a lot of the boats because it was, like I said, it was raining really hard. But I look forward to doing it again, and actually, when it's a better sunny day, getting the boats out there, because it does motivate a lot. What I'm seeing is that it's motivating a lot of people and letting people come out and be proud and say, I am a Trump supporter. I don't have to hide. So it's giving them that courage that, they should have, but for some reason it's shameful to support the president now. But a lot of people are coming out proudly to support the president, and it's really beautiful to see. It's really nice. And they're happening from here all the way to Kingsville had theirs today. I know Corpus Christi has them, Alice. So there's a lot of places that are having them, Laredo. So it's really nice to see people coming out to support President Trump. And then we had one for Joe Biden yesterday as well. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, well,
allegedly.
We can talk about Manning. We can talk about Biden for a second afterwards. But I wanted to mention, a couple of things. One of my friends was on the Trump train from McAllen, and one of her complaints was there were some Trumpers decided they wanted to ride on the shoulder, and it's like, no, don't ride on the shoulder. The shoulder, you should ride, And they were going a little bit too slow on the expressway.
Mm-hmm.
That was her complaint. And I said, well, was it raining? That could have been why they were going so slow, that area.
I did see some people like maybe move to the side. When we were getting after Los Fresnos, they moved to the side, but they parked for like a photo op to take pictures on the side of the road. That's what they did. But along the expressway, I myself and another girl got on the shoulder, but we went ahead of the Trump train to record the Trump train coming.
Right. Yeah,
that was our reason to stopping on the side of the road. But other than that, I didn't see a lot of people on the shoulder. Everybody drove slowly.
I mean, you had, and I was amazed with how many people showed up. Look at all that rain happening, and the thing is, the area that you went to in Los Fresnos, over, on Bob's World and Laguna Vista, that area is the only area that has an elected Republican, like with the Republican name on it right now. That is Constable Precinct 1 area in Cameron County. I mean, yeah, we have a Judge Fonseca. He's a Republican in office right now, but he wasn't elected. And so right now we have Pete Delgadillo. He lost the primary to our friend Norben Esquivel, Jr. in the primary, so he's going to be the Republican nominee. So there will be a new constable, but that is if that whole area is a Republican stronghold. It's like a little enclave of Republican redness. There's obviously have it in Harlingen as well, but they don't have any Republicans elected. So that's probably why you felt the support in that little neighborhood of Laguna Vista. And it's a neighborhood. It's a coffee community.
I did see Norman out there, and he was very welcoming. We did take. I wanted to mention that the video that we took, Laura Kirby and I, it's up to almost 25,000 views.
Wow.
So it's getting out there. People are seeing that the valley is waking up. People are seeing.
Make sure we share that video, Manny, on the page if we can. Sorry. No, but I mean, who is Laura? I don't know Laura at all.
That's right there. Laura Kirby, she's originally from this area. If you go up, go up a little bit. Laura Kirby, right there. Right there. She posted. I said that. That's Laura Kirby. She is our marketing advisor at Latinos for Trump. She's also does a lot for the president's campaign. So she's originally from our area, from the Harlingen area. So she came, out here.
After the show, we'll make sure we share it. Okay, Manny, just put a little bookmark so we can share it later after the show. All right. You wanted to do the Biden, write-in with Biden. Okay. Tell me about the write-in with. Do we have that picture, Manny?
Yeah, I'm looking that up real quick. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yesterday, with all the rain, there was a counter little train, but they don't have. It's not the Trump train or the Biden train. It's riding with Biden. I don't know if they're riding him or they're riding a little truck. Maybe they don't want to be specific of what you're supposed to use, but a bike, a unicycle, maybe a Tesla. We don't know. This is the Biden.
Oh,
Now, to be fair, there may have been other cars around the person, but this was the one image that the monitor used, that there was a Biden supporter. And where was this? Where was this? Car caravan. Oh my God! Really? The monitor?
I believe that was Harlingen.
The monitor. You're a joke, monitor, in many respects.
If you look down into the article, it says that it had 100 vehicles, more than 100 supporters. Sorry.
Horse poop. That is such. Okay, look. This is the same people that last week we trashed. Okay, Travis. Okay, we're gonna read your little story, Travis Whitehead. Travis Whitehead used to be with the Brownsville Herald, and he was like, I guess he did their little food. He was a food critic. If I'm not mistaken, little Travis was a food critic. But he says what? More than 100 other supporters gathered on Saturday. Really? Well, do we have any pictures of this to prove that there were over 100 supporters?
I believe somebody posted a video on it. I think somebody posted a video on it, and there was maybe like 10, 15 vehicles, maybe 20.
So what? Okay, let's say there were 15 vehicles. That means that there had to be, I don't know, 8 or 9 people on average per vehicle.
I think so. We're in the valley.
They must really believe in carpooling. Did that car, like, was it like low to the ground, low riding or something? 100, more than. And I mean, there had to have been more than. So there were 15 vehicles. Maybe there were 150 people. They had 15 people per vehicle. Come on. Give me a break.
The individual that stayed behind from the Trump train and videotaped what happened behind La Quinta, he said there was 13 vehicles.
Was this in McAllen?
I tried zooming in, and I couldn't see a flag, or at least a flag that was bigger than maybe, I don't know, an 8 or 10.
Hold on, was this in McAllen? Okay.
He said there was 13 vehicles behind La Quinta yesterday, where the monitor says that where they said that they had a very successful first rally of 70 cars, and that's what they mentioned this morning.
That's 70 vehicles. I mean, why do you guys monitor Herald, Valley Morning? Why do you all have to lie? Okay, this is in Brownsville. This is the Brownsville Best Buy. This was the Riding with Biden in Brownsville. And that is who they had. And I'm assuming this was the start of it. Let's count the cars, Manny. Can you pause it? Go to the right. We're going to count the cars. Okay. We had 1, the blue car. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With that flag. 10's the flag. Oh, wow. Did they kneel? I don't see anybody kneeling. Why are they not kneeling around that vehicle?
And there is no flag.
No. What did you do? I was counting. I need to count. Okay, 10 up to that car. Okay, 10. And then 11, 12, 13,
Yeah,
13, 14, 15, the red car. 16, the white car with the car open. That's 16 with the door open. Sorry. Then there's a car in front. That's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, and we do not count the one really, really close over to Ross because I don't think they were part of it. They were probably just parking because they were going to get off and do something. We're not going to count that car. So if I counted wrong, I don't think I did. 22 cars. And so maybe they had 100 supporters and they had at least 5 people in each car. Doubt it.
I have a question. We know this was the anti-Trump thing and it was not a COVID testing site. I don't see any protest flags.
No, I mean, guys, let's go back.
They had balloons.
I just want to know, guys, the Democratic Party and the Liberal Party establishment is all about environmentalism, right? Right? That there are no U.S. There was one, Mary. There was one, and I'm very upset at those Democrats for not kneeling around that vehicle. They should just kneel the whole time. You know what? And for reparations of harm that they've done, they should be like they do over at La Basilica de Guadalupe in Mexico, and they kneel and they crawl on their knees as they go into La Virgen de Guadalupe. They need to be doing that. That's if you want to ride with Biden, that's what they should do. They should have an American flag and everybody kneel and crawl. Because of all the injustice. Because remember, they're not leaning the flag or our country. No. They are doing this because of police justification. Now, go back to that video, Manny. How many of those 22 cars were actually big-ass trucks? Aren't they gas guzzlers? I mean, aren't they killing the environment right now? How dare you? Again, you know what? Instead of buying the big-ass vehicles, guys, the extra money, just give it to me. I'll take it. Or I'm sure Orlando will take it too, guys. Buy your little Yugo.
The Prius. They need their Prius.
You want to do. And don't be writing that crap. I mean, how dare you? How many ozone layer cells did you kill with your 22 riding with Biden on a cloudy day? How much climate change did you affect with your crappy ass truck? How dare you do that? I heard, there's Josh Peltier of Cameron County Conservative Facebook. I heard there were participation trophies in the write-in for Biden, by George. I don't know what these trophies would look like. They probably look like it's probably a brick. It's probably a brick, right, Myra? That's probably what the trophy is. A brick with the word "Riding with Biden," and here's your brick. Everybody gets a brick, and then you don't have to get the brick. You can use that brick, and I'm not going to say but you got to do something with that brick. What do you?
For the next protest? For the next peaceful protest, the brick.
There you go. Next peaceful protest. Maybe somebody gets the first place trophy gets like a little Molotov cocktail. You can do whatever you want with that. More like riding with the bike. Exactly. Should ride with the bike. But no, guys, we need to shame these people. I don't mind shaming people. Let's shame them. You are killing the environment by doing your little riding with Biden. You know what? And then if you say, we're not going to copy the Trump train. We're not going to do that, guys. And the reason we're not going to do the Trump train because we want to kill the environment. That way they save face and don't be embarrassed with their 22 cars while Republicans or conservative Trump supporters had like 300 vehicles going through a storm, the gathering storm. Holy moly. QAnon. Oh no, gathering storm. This is true. Sorry, I'm gonna make
Josh said
This
this
is
was
one of the
the
nice.
Trump train on one side,
What is it? Okay,
and
what line?
the Biden train was on the other lane.
Oh, there you go. Are you sure? Like,
That's
no,
according to Josh.
guys. Okay, I will say this. Did you see anybody get pulled over, Myra, over in Port Isabel when we were on the Trump train yesterday?
I did see, and I did see some people get pulled over, and I did hear it from other people that some other ones were getting pulled over. I don't know the reason why they were pulled over. Maybe a little bit of speeding or driving too slow, but because nobody was speeding, everybody was driving, trying to keep up with the speed limit and not driving too fast because of the rain. So we were trying to keep up with everybody. So, but there was a couple of people pulled over by Los Fresnos. But
by Los Fresnos, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. No, Los Fresnos is a speed trap. It doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
The thing is that Los Fresnos, their mayor, their city council, they're a bunch of Democrats for the most part. And then in Port Isabel, I saw it in Port Isabel because I didn't go through Los Fresno. I didn't go through the Trump train. But Port Isabel, the Cameron County Democratic Party chairman is the city manager for Port Isabel. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not gonna say that our friend Jared Hockema went out and said arrest so many people or pulled them over, but I just found it very strange when I saw that. Saw a lot of PI police. I guess they were fearful, and we were not speeding because we were on the slow lane. And people on the left side as they were throwing the middle fingers. And by the way, I only got 3 people to throw me the middle finger. Guys, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Throw your middle fingers at us if you want to. It doesn't hurt my feelings, but if it makes you feel better and you want to express yourself by throwing middle fingers, do it. It's okay. Make you feel better in your little blue enclaves and that they're, throw us the middle finger. I don't mind. But I only got 3, and they were driving by on the fast lane. They were speeding. I didn't see any of them get pulled over. It's just very strange. Very strange.
This picture that Manny just pulled up, this was about maybe a week or so ago, maybe a week or 2 ago. This was from a Biden rally in Mission.
From a where?
In Mission.
Okay.
And this is the only picture they posted. So I keep thinking, was this the best picture that they had?
Yes.
From all the pictures?
And
Because that's why I take a lot of pictures. If you notice my Facebook, I take a lot of pictures. But this is the best picture that they had.
It seems like it.
We got 9 people. Yeah, 9 people at a rally. Everybody's taking the same picture.
Possibly. Yeah, I find it ironic that the sun is setting in the background. Does that mean that the sun is setting in the Democratic Party here in the Valley? I don't know. 9 people. Look, I'm not going to shame them. I'm not going to shame them that, again, they have a truck. Guys, why do you have a truck? Don't you know how many dinosaurs were killed and died to have that gas, that oil that went into that vehicle? How dare you do that? How dare you be a Democrat supporter and have those type vehicles? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You all are poor and you can't afford a Prius. Well, guess what? If Biden gets elected and all these Democrats get elected, it won't matter if you're poor. It won't matter if you're poor. You're not going to be able to use those kinds of vehicles, and you shouldn't use those vehicles because you're killing the environment. What are your great grandchildren going to tell you if you even live that long? You don't get killed by a death panel with Biden care or Obamacare. What are they going to tell you? What did you do to save the environment? Well, I went on a Biden rally and I had a big ass truck and I killed the environment. As they're suffocating with asthma, because of falling, climate change is happening. I'm sorry. Every single Democrat, and I've seen these Beto stickers. By the way, guys, how many Beto stickers do you all see on vehicles over in Hidalgo County still?
Yeah, 1 maybe.
They still exist. Like, take it off, you loser. Take it off.
There's people that I know that still have it on.
And they're on trucks too. On trucks. Don't they know? Well, you know what? Maybe it's a bad paint job, and they're using it to cover the paint.
That's what would be so disappointed on them using trucks.
The Biden rally. All right.
That's one thing I wanted to throw up here was
Please, no pictures of Minerva Peña. Oh, where did she go? No picture. American Airlines causing waves among their ranks. Oh no.
so apparently they have given the okay to flight attendants to wear BLM, Black Lives Matter pins on their uniforms. And a lot of employees are taking offense to that because they're not allowed to wear Blue Lives Matter or I support law enforcement pins. And it's causing a big ruckus over there.
You know what? American Airlines should just change their name. They really should, because it's, you know, how much harm and psychological damage are they doing to the young people of today by celebrating that they're American? You know, they're American Airlines. They should just rename their name Black Lives Matters Airline. They really should. And you know why? Because Black Lives Matters, according to these people, Black Lives Matters is sane. It's a good organization, right? I mean, change the name. I know that's what we need to do. We should do a change.org kind of petition, Manny. We should do one of those things and demand an American Airlines change their name. And I bet you that we would probably have 100,000 signatures in a week. We probably would. And it would be all these little Red Riding Hood rich people that, you know, that cause all that violence and throw stuff and break windows with the little Soros bricks or whatever, whoever makes them. I don't know who makes those bricks.
Did they read that?
What is it? I am completely disgusted at the fact that we can't show support for our God, our country, and our law enforcement officers. But when it comes to BLM organization, which is controversial in itself, American Airlines says it's obviously different. How is that right? Well, I don't feel included. You know what? I don't feel included either, you know, by American Airlines. You know, I do not feel that it's okay for you to call yourself American Airlines anymore. The American Airlines is so, the word American is so passe. It's just so, it's an ignorant word now. American, I guess, isn't it? That is what the Black Lives Movement is teaching. That American, the word American is ignorant. That's what it spells out. Doesn't that do that to you, Orlando, anymore? When you hear the word American, when you see American Airlines, that they're shaming us. It is horrible. I mean, we don't feel American anymore. I mean, that's what the BLM movement teaches, right? That we shouldn't feel American anymore. We should kneel before the flag. Change your name, American Airlines. Manny, I think RioPolitics needs to do that. I think we need to sponsor a change.org petition. I'm serious, Manny. We need to do that.
Yeah, but I work for an airline, so I can't really comment.
Oh, you know what? Maybe the RGB deplorables. I think the RGB deplorables should do that. You go ahead, change your name. But what do y'all think? I mean, I'm the one talking, but what do y'all think? Yeah.
What's interesting is the flight attendant that said, if they do that and they allow it, then I'm going to wear my Trump pin and my support for the president.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very sad. It is very sad that we can't show support for our president, since it's hard to see. I never thought that a day will come where it's shameful to support our president. I mean, if you don't want to support him, and that's fine, wait for the next election. But to shame people for supporting the president of the United States, it's very sad.
I feel like shaming the Biden supporters at this point. I'm going to shame you guys. That's just what I'm going to do, because I don't care. I don't. You want to do your little thing. I'm going to shame you for riding those trucks. Start walking. You can lose a little weight. Start walking everywhere you need to go in the hot sun. You ride your bikes. Go in your little tricycles. You know what? Maybe hitchhike on those little red wagons. That when you do when you were a little kid, and have them. Your family just ride that little wagon. Because that's the only way you're going to save the environment, guys. Don't be hypocrites. All right. Any other topics y'all want to talk about? Anything else that's cool happening in the news?
Anybody else got something you want to add before?
I'm concerned about being in flight 30,000 miles, 30 miles above sea level, and all of a sudden, Houston control, we have to do an emergency landing. What's the problem? We're having a patriotic argument on flight. We have a BLM supporter and a Trump supporter. They don't want to stop arguing. Is it going to get to something like that? Because the steward wants a Trump pin and the other one's got the BLM thing?
It's already happened. The guy had his MAGA hat on, and some lady just started calling him stupid. He went to the flight attendant, and they pulled the lady and her husband off the flight. And that happened a few months ago. That's already been in the works already.
Mm.
I mean, that was before they, took off. But
Did you all see the final photograph of the 17-year-old who shot the two people, blah, 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 blah? And the final photograph that his attorney released, there was a guy on top of him
Go put the
with
finger.
the right hand aiming a gun at him while the kid turned the rifle at him and shot him.
Yep.
And that photograph had not been released. And now it's been public that he had a gun to his face.
Well, that's because they were trying to say he had a cell phone in his hand, not a gun.
Yes,
No,
it
there's
was
a lot of pictures with a gun, even before, where he had a gun.
So they got that photograph, and they clearly shows he's holding a gun, a handgun.
Yeah. Well, if you all have nothing else you want to talk about, we'll end the show if you want to. I wanted the light program, but I do want to make sure we give everybody an opportunity to say what you all want to say, because this week is going to be a fun week for Real Politics. Manny, you have us lined up some great guests this week. You know what? Actually, there is a couple of things I do want to ask you all, because you all are in Dollar County, and you all primarily talk about national politics, but all politics is local. What do you all want to hear as conservatives from local candidates, people that are running for school board, running for city hall, or running for nonpartisan positions? What do you all want to hear from candidates that give you all I want to support these people? Anything?
I would like to hear I know you say local, but to me it goes up the way up also. Like in local politics, like city and things like that, I want to hear where they stand with the president, where they stand with the border, with our border patrol, with the securing our border, the taxes, the school board right now, where they stand with opening back our schools, where they're at in the sports. Our kids, are they going to be able to play the sports that they need to play? Or is everything closed because of COVID? Where they stand with the whole COVID pandemic is one of the things that I think right now we need to know about, where everything stands about opening up our area, because our economy is dying. I'm seeing a lot of buildings up for lease because the businesses are closing. So where do they stand with this local businesses? It's very sad to see.
I mean, because we're going to have a few local candidates this week. Manny lined them up for us from Brownsville, but I want to make sure we get candidates from Hidalgo County and not just in Brownsville, because Real Politics is about the Valley. It's not just about Brownsville, even if Brownsville is the largest city in the Valley. So if you all have any friends that are running for office, or any candidates want to come on and promote themselves, feel free. Because what happens in Brownsville can affect the rest of the Valley. Because for example, what happens in McAllen, people here in Brownsville go crazy. Oh my God, McAllen just built a new store. We need to be just like McAllen. And so I need to know what they're doing, and we need to know what they're doing, vice versa. So feel free, if you know of anybody that's running for office, let Manny know or let me know, and we'll have them on, especially if they're up for election in November. Orlando, what do you want to know?
We can ask Monica.
Yeah.
That's a congressional.
Yeah, that's congressional. But yeah, I mean, feel free if she wants to come on. Orlando, what do you want to hear from local candidates that are not Republican, nonpartisan races? What do you want to hear?
I want to hear candidates from both sides speak about saving the children and stopping human trafficking.
No, but like a school board member or a city hall, that kind of stuff, they're not going to be able. A school board member's not going to do.
Well, as a school board member, oh God, is there a way to be able to bring the liberalism out of school and put American history and American government and the things that at least a couple of us that are older here studied when we were in school? Because today's kids are not getting a true American or world education. They are getting an indoctrination into liberalism. And if that's the future of schools, then we need to follow what the president said last Friday, and we need more private schools and more charter schools. We need to figure out a way to change the schools from the liberal ways that they have gone, because it's just too far.
Yeah, and another thing is, what are they going to do when all those, like what happened in Bronzeville that they were doing in the public library about the drag queen story hour? Are they going to allow that? Are they going to stop it? You know, how far is that going to go? Is one of the things that
it's tough to stop it when you have your friend Hartman, who apparently supported that stuff and had, it's hard when you have a non-conservative and conservative offices, supposed conservative offices, not being able to stand up for conservative, stand up for conservative values. That makes it difficult. But yeah, and I'm asking these questions because when we have these local candidates, I want you all to please feel free to make comments and question. And I want people that are watching us, or maybe they're not watching us live, but we get a lot of views, not live, but we get a lot of the views after the fact, and we get a lot of views that way, which is great. But we really want you all, if you're able to, if you watch this show later on, please try to watch us live. Our shows are generally going to be at 7:30. That's going to be our, we're not going to keep you longer than an hour. We might do 30-minute, 45-minute shows, but we try not to do more than an hour. And try to watch us live so that we can get interactions and get your questions, because whoever we get on, those questions will resonate with other people so that they can ask those questions of their candidates. Like, we may not have somebody from San Juan or Donna or Mercedes on the show, but you see a question that we ask of one of these BISD candidates or a Harlingen CISD candidate or whatever, you can ask those exact same questions of your candidates and invite them on, bring them on. I mean, I don't mind doing 3 or 4 candidates all at the same time from different areas, just asking questions, because as conservatives, we don't have that. We have the stupid Monitor and the stupid Herald and the stupid Valley Morning Star going out there telling people that there were more than 100 gatherers and supporters of Biden when it was raining, when we obviously know it wasn't the case. So with that, tomorrow, who do we have on tomorrow, Manny?
Tomorrow we've got from Brownsville Erasmo Castro, running for seat number 5 of the Brownsville Independent School District Board of Trustees.
Yeah, and we've had Erasmo on before, but who is Erasmo? For those of you that are watching us that may not know who he is, in Hidalgo County or in Eastern Hidalgo, Western Hidalgo, Cameron County. Sorry. Who is he? Like, how popular is he? How famous is he, Manny?
Erasmo is a community activist who is extremely popular, to say the least. He started back when with Brownsville Cheeseman was his thing 3 years ago, and that exploded. He had to have 4 or 5 different Facebook accounts because he couldn't accommodate the people all on one account.
Yeah.
And I truly believe he is legit for the people, and he cares about what's going on in this community. And he's very vocal about it too. He's the one. He's draining the resakas over here. That's what he's doing.
So if not draining the swamp, draining the resaka, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, but if we'll have him on. We're gonna have we're gonna have some candidates. But if you're watching us now or watching us later on, if you have any candidates, whether they're in Clayburgh County, Willacy County, Hidalgo County, that they want to be promoted in a way, but we're gonna ask some questions, not to protect them, not coddle them. But if they want to have an opportunity to have a platform, we're here for you to help you get your message out. And it doesn't mean just because you're on the show doesn't mean we're going to support you and endorse you. But it
will be fun to talk about at some point before November. Josh and I talked about this a little bit. The business of campaigning and the differences in how different people campaign or don't campaign. And what are the results, or what can be, why you see more people out there than others, and some you don't see at all. It's like
very strange. And because I this was something I meant to ask earlier when we were talking about the Trump train. Thanks for reminding me, Manny. But the people that are doing the Trump train and they're doing it, it's fine and dandy. I'm sorry, I'm going to do the George Carlin, fine and dandy. For them to go out and do the Trump train, but how are they going to use that to bring out voters? Are they block walking? Are they phone banking? Are they going. What did he? Yeah, man, Myra.
I have something to say about that. The lady that's doing it over here, and I know also the people in Cameron County, like the Cameron County Conservatives, and Eva Arechiga and Rolando Nemesio in McAllen area. They get the numbers and they call people to help block walk, to do phone bank. They announce the people that are like me, that I'm a voter registrar. So they announce me. Eva makes it a point to say, Myra's going to be there registering voters. So if you need somebody, please, and she gives out my number or my information. So they're using the Trump train to bring voters, to keep the enthusiasm and educate them on the conservative candidates that we have as well. So we are utilizing the Trump trains in a positive manner and in an educational manner.
Good.
That's what it needs to be, because it can't just be we're going to get together, we're all going to party, and that's really I see this more in Cameron County than I do in Hidalgo County, where you'll have the Cameron County Executive Committee. They're made up of precinct chairs, and do they ever block walk their precincts? Or do they just get together and they have their title and they're like, oh, we had our meeting, yay, we voted on stuff, yay, and they don't do anything else, because in order to grow the party, it can't just be a title. And that's what it's been like this for years. So I'm glad that you all are not just doing that, you're going out. Well, on that note, it's 8:27. I think it's time to go. Thank you.
Can I do a little announcement of the activities that we're having? I'm sorry. Hidalgo County GOP is having a 5K run for September 11th in remembrance of the 9/11 attacks, and as well, I want to say as a Benghazi, never forget Benghazi. And also they're having a get out and vote on September 30th, a little event. So I wanted to throw those two out there.
Could you do some sort of like a little I don't know, a design work like we are for at Osmond's?
I have it on my Facebook page and also the Hidalgo County GOP.
Okay, yeah, definitely send me a copy of that.
Yeah, so we can share it. We want to do that. Sorry, I forgot to do the last words that you want to do. So it's on September 11th. Is there any other? There's going to be a Trump train, obviously next Monday, right?
Every Saturday. Every Saturday.
And then I don't know. Hopefully, we'll get word on when the Brownsville Trump train is, or what. I'm sure we'll find out later with Jessica, and Josh can let us know. Any other big turnout? Oh, and we're gonna hopefully have Brandon on the show whenever he's not doing a rosary, because you told me you were gonna be doing a rosary today at 7, Brandon. That's why we didn't have you on the show today. But apparently the rosary's done. Big turnout.
I went one time to Kingsville to attend Brandon's Trump train. So if anybody wants to go with me, to go support Kingsville, I would like to go. That way we can unite the counties, kind of.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. So anybody wants to do that, get in contact with Myra and pay for gas or something and go out and and it's not really a long trip, to Kingsville. I think it's longer, stopping in Sarita than it is to actually drive it now.
Yeah, and Brandon can take us out to eat.
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, you can take us out to eat wherever you eat that seafood or something, Brandon. Thank you. You're very welcome, Brandon. Yeah, so take them out to eat. I don't know how much money because you're raking in the dough, man. You're making it a dough as a funeral director or not director, but funeral employee. So, and monuments. Monuments, guys. So if you need a monument, use your dude. Orlando, any announcements you want to make? Any last words? No? Awesome. All right. And on that note, thank you, Myra, for coming. You're always invited to come every Sunday. I would love to have you every Sunday so that we can, give us an update on the Trump train and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Orlando, thanks for coming again, Manny. All right. And we'll see y'all later. Guys.
All right, guys. End this broadcast.